Alright folks, so here we got a possum eating some frosting. Wench Lori's sister came down, baked a cake for their mom's birthday, and had some frosting left over. So we threw it on this plate, and if you'll notice, we also put some on Buddha's face there. The possum's stopping and looking because this is basically the living room on the other side of the sliding glass room door, and there's 4 people on the other side of that door that are sitting watching an action movie, which is making loud sounds and stuff occasionally. So the possum will stop and look to see what the heck is going on. Again, possums don't really respond to visuals of people on the other side of that glass door for some reason. I guess they have a hard time seeing through it or something, but they certainly hear the noise and stuff. So this possum's checking things out every once in a while. At any rate, out of about 3 or 4 hours of recording, we have almost 52 minutes, 52 minutes of actual critter time. So we're not going to sit and watch 52 minutes of possums looking up frosting. So I'll fast forward a lot of this, and we'll just kind of slow down when we get to the highlights. In that bowl is cat kibble, which they're all used to eating, and then there's some pork steak bones in there also. I found it kind of interesting. The possum went right for the frosting, had no interest in the kibble, which they normally eat all the time, or the pork steak bones. So definitely possums, I guess, have a sweet tooth. Alright, so we'll speed this up a little bit. You see the possum eat some icing, goes away, and then comes back again. I'm pretty sure this is the same possum, might be different, but apparently the sweet tooth has been satiated and is checking out a little bit of kibble, and finds that pork steak bone there, decides it wants to gnaw on that for a little while. But instead of doing that in the lights, it's going to take it off camera. And possums are kind of stupid, just step in the food bowl and kind of lose their footing and whatever. At any rate, again, we got another possum here back for some frosting. I'm not sure if that's the same possum or not that just got done with the bone, but at any rate, more frosting selected over the kibble or the bones. Alright, we'll speed this up again, and right about here, the possum's starting to sense that something is amiss. And so he decides to get out of there, and sure enough, right behind him, here comes a raccoon. The raccoon checks out the frosting. It's kind of new. It hasn't seen that before. And again, the raccoons can see us through the window. So he's going to be a lot more cautious because he's checking things out, wanting to know what these people are doing, sitting in there, and there's loud noises again from this action movie playing. But he's finding little bits of cat kibble on the deck, and so he's getting those. He's checking out the pork bone there, but he's pretty used to eating the cat kibble, and so that's pretty much what this guy sticks to for the most part, is eating the cat kibble. And again, we'll speed this up some. Alright, so we'll fast forward this. See the raccoon goes around, looks around a little bit. Every once in a while he sniffs at the frosting, but he really is not that interested in it. He's sticking with the cat kibble. And then we're going to slow it down here because Wench Lori decides she's going to sneak up on the raccoon here and try to scare him. So there she is, sneaking up on him. They turn the light on so he can see through the glass a little bit better, checks her out, decides that he wants no part of that, and takes off. And then now we got a possum coming back, and again, the possums are all about the frosting. Alright, so we're going to fast forward this. This is a mama possum. You can see the babies in her pouch, and on fast forward, it's a little bit easier to see those guys in there moving around. Looks like the mama possum has an alien or something in there moving around every once in a while, like right there. At any rate, that's kind of interesting. We're waiting for some point the possums to be hanging off the mama's back or something to get some good footage for that. So right about now, the possum decides it needs to clean up all this sticky icing off itself, and they bathe themselves a lot like cats do. You can see that big old floppy tongue hanging out there, licking his paws down and stuff. Supposedly possums eat about 5,000 ticks a year, because pretty much 95% of the ticks that get on him, they lick them off. So I guess he's tired of the frosting, or there's not enough on there, so he's decided to, or she, I guess I should say, because Mama Possum decides to eat some kibble, and then she senses a raccoon coming and takes off, and so now the raccoon's coming in to check, see what there is to eat. Checking out the frosting a little bit, but mostly interested in the kibble, I think. Alright, so we're going to fast forward here. These raccoons, they come in and boy, they sit down and they'll clean out a whole bowl of kibble. This guy was there for quite a while. Even at fast forward rate, this goes on for a minute and a half, and he ends up eating every last bit of kibble out of that bowl. So we're going to fast forward there to the end of that. Alright, so the raccoon's pretty much eating all the kibble. And so now all there's left is his pork steak bones. He decides he's still hungry. I mean, he's eating that whole stinking bowl of kibble. I don't know how he can be hungry, but he decides he's going to chew on these bones for a little bit. All right, so we'll fast forward through this raccoon chewing on these bones and stuff. I think mostly we're getting most of the soft tissue off. It takes him a little while. Again, he's here for quite a while chewing on these bones, and then he wanders around a little bit, doesn't find anything else to eat, comes back to the bones. And then at this point, I guess he's had his fill, decides he wants some dessert. There's a little bit of frosting there on the edge of the cake. And he's going to go ahead and look that up. Get that frosting there. And I think that pretty much takes care of his meal for the evening. He's had 2 courses with dessert. Alright, so as soon as the raccoon takes off, the possums are, I think, on the side stage waiting for the raccoons to leave. So this possum is coming back, but he's kind of hesitant because he still probably smells that raccoon's not sure where he got off to. So he's pretty slow coming back to the plate, being real cautious, sniffing. He finds that bone and decides he's going to just take it and exit stage left. Finally comes back after a little while, still checking things out. And there's still some frosting along the edge of the plate and stuff. Finds another bone, and again, he's going to chew on that a little bit. Possums don't, or the possums don't seem quite. Sometimes they'll take stuff off to deal with it, but they don't seem quite as bothered by the light, and so sometimes they'll just sit where they're at. But at any rate, he's back to licking the plate, and he just discovered the mother lode of icing there on Buddha's face. So he's giving Buddha lots of love there. It's kind of hard to see. He'll get onto the side of it here in a little bit, and a little bit better view, but for the most part he's cleaning Buddha up pretty good, and when he gets done you'll be able to see Buddha's face instead of just a big blob of icing. And this is a new possum. This is one that has a scar across his back, and so we recognize him as a separate possum than the first 2 that were on there. So you can see Buddha's cleaning up pretty good there. And we'll go ahead and fast forward this just a little bit. Alright, so you can see the possum fast forward mode here. He's looking around, but he keeps going back to the Buddha head and checking it for frosting. And then they'll scatter around a little bit more. This kind of shows that they like to search around, go in a pattern. But they always like to come back and check out things where they've gotten food before. So he keeps coming back and giving Buddha a little bit of love there, licking on his face. Finds a stray bit of cat kibble here or there. Keeps checking out that bone, but he'd rather find something else than have to chew up that bone. But it looks like there's still a little bit of soft tissue on it, so he's going to try to clean that off a little bit, but I'd rather have more frosting. So it's going back, trying to see if loving on Buddha some more will result in more frosting, but not a lot left there. Alright, so you can get a pretty good view of the possum tongue there, working on Buddha. Kind of long. Alright, so this possum hangs around, chews on that bone for a little bit, keeps looking around for more icing and stuff for almost another 10 minutes before he finally gives up and calls it a night. But we're not going to sit and watch him for another 10 minutes. So at any rate, hopefully y'all enjoyed watching the possums and raccoons eat frosting and lick Buddha's face. Fun times in the country. This is what we do for entertainment. Wench Lori calls this her redneck TV. Thanks for tuning in.